Do you remember? No, it's not the Marillion song I'm about to just blurt out. It's ex-JW activist who used to regularly post. In 2018, I dropped in on a few. Some are still posting regularly, and some are no longer posting. But this is a trip down memory lane.
Alright everybody, how's everyone doing? I got myself a new webcam, it's the Logitech Brio, it's very good. And got myself Screen Recorder 3 as well from Power Director, and I'm going to be trying it out right now. And in the process of doing that, I'm going to click on a few of the X community here, and here's my list on the left hand side. And we're going to drop in on a few people. And the first one we're going to drop in on is Derek. We all remember Derek, don't we? When he says, "I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, pal. Get your hands off me." It's well funny. It did not make me laugh when he said that. A couple of videos that Derek has reposted here, which hail back to 2015 assemblies. And that's where Derek is quite vocal. And it takes a lot of bottle to go into a place where there's thousands of people and they're all tuned in to just one thing, and that isn't to listen to you. So when you stand up, you are on your own. It almost feels as if they hate you, and who's to say that they don't? When you stand up like that, they think you don't have the right to challenge them in their own backyard, so to speak. And Derek, he did just that, didn't he? He challenged them in their own backyard. And you know, you have to really have courage to do that, and not a lot of people have. So Derek is an activist. Now let's click on somebody else. Let's check in on Devin. And we all remember when she dressed up as Jesus Christ, don't we? A lot of people took photographs, and I think this particular ex-sister is very much into the amateur dramatics. I think she's a budding actress and very theatrical, and the way that she can put a point across and be convinced of her argument is very good. So we're now going to drop in on Parker. Now Parker is part of the VAA, and the VAA, who are the VAA exactly? And so a lot of people were probably doubtful as to what they actually did, although I knew what they did, and I knew they were hands-on, and they would effectively take the fight to their enemy. I don't like to refer to the Jehovah's Witnesses as an enemy. They're more of a contender rather than an enemy, just a contender. They believe in what they're doing, and the X community believes in what they're doing equally. So they're a contender, and the VAA are very much at the forefront, spearheading the activism work, and Parker does a good job, as does the next one I'm going to click on, and that's Trisha. Now Trisha, I thought Trisha was getting married and moving to New Zealand. I thought that was a done deal. Maybe she has moved to New Zealand now. But yeah, Trisha's part of the VAA, and they support each other. They don't talk about each other in a disparaging way. Certainly not Trisha and Parker anyway. They support each other, and that's good to see. If only all the X community was more in unison, that would be a wonderful thing. Moving on again, we are going to have a quick look at our old friend Lloyd Evans. I haven't looked at his videos for some time now. I've just been really busy, and I've been doing other things, and obviously I've had the loss of my father as well, and that's probably stopped me looking in on a lot of ex-community videos. But he's thrown one together 3 hours ago. Jehovah's Witnesses, are they Christians? I haven't actually looked at this video. I might have a look at it maybe tomorrow. But Lloyd is a particularly busy person. I mean, he never stops, does he? It's one video after another, usually within 3 or 4 days of each other, or if there's any special events coming up, they're more frequent than that. So yeah, Lloyd does contribute, doesn't he? Vastly. And underneath Lloyd, we have a friend of us all, and that's JW Suicides. And she had one out a day or so ago about the disappearing Kingdom Halls. I listen to and watch a lot of JW Suicide's videos. Some of her humour is just up my alley. I love the Python-esque style that she sometimes goes into, and that's really, really good to see, and I love it. Okay, now look here, I've got a no favourite here, and nobody can deny that Mike and Kim do have a particular brand of madness that is theirs and theirs alone, and I particularly love dropping in on them every day or so. Sometimes it is every day, and sometimes it's every other day. But I always know that they're right at the forefront of this alerting work that's going on. Now I've got a bit of a surprise here. I want to click on Lin Gardner because this is the girl whose story really, really affected me, brought me to tears after I heard her story. I couldn't believe that such a thing would take place, and the way which she puts it across, it's done with a great deal of respect, even though it's the most harrowing of situations that she found herself in. So I particularly like to hear from Lin Gardner. I do wish she'd do another video because I only see 2 up to now, and I'd like her to do another one just to update us all. So if you're listening, Lin, please feel free. Now I just want to drop in on the Son of Thunder because I have to say one thing about the Son of Thunder, right? I always felt as if he was a mummy's boy in the same way as me, right? No disrespect, Son of Thunder. What I mean is that you were very, very close to your mother, and it would have broken your heart if your mother kept you at arm's length and shunned you and things like that. I'm going to meet with my mother on Sunday because I'm not disfellowshipped. They're not going to disfellowship me. They've decided that that's not what they want to do. Excuse me. Unlike a lot of people in the community who have been disfellowshipped and they are going through the shunning process, I still think that people will minimise their contact with me. So effectively, I feel as if I probably will be shunned and not invited anywhere because they think that I've got an opinion that it doesn't run smooth to theirs. So, they will see me as an outsider now. And even my mother will keep the association down to bare minimum. So I do feel as if the Son of Thunder and myself are mummy's boys, and we've always wanted our mother's approval and our mother's love. And that is what I mean by being a mummy's boy, and not any other explanation, nothing derogatory intended, but purely for the fact that we've always wanted our mother's approval. Okay, right, where does that leave us now? I think we should drop in on Neil. Yeah, let's drop in on Neil. Now, Neil did a video a week ago about cyberstalking and bullying. Now, bullying is a subject I know a lot about. I was bullied at school, and it wasn't by the men. It was actually by the women. The girls in the class, they were the ones who were bullying me, because they can be very good at bullying women if they want, if they set their heart to it. You see, if a bloke bullies another bloke, you either fight him, you hit him with your fist, and you try and end that bullying. You can't do that with a woman. So if a woman sets about trying to put you down, embarrass you, and do all the things that are akin to bullying and making someone feel inadequate, you can't come back at them. You can't hit the woman. So you have to put up with it, or you have to come up with enough wit and intelligence to reverse the bullying. If you don't have that wit and intelligence, because you may be lacking in confidence, you have to put up with being ridiculed by women. And that bullying is a bullying in which I would never like to return to. it definitely affected me. When I left school, I was particularly afraid of certain types of women. And I still got married, but I had to find a particular type of woman to marry, because it was the ones who bullied me were those Australian girls who thought so much of themselves in looks and everything else that you just thought that they were vain, which is probably what they were. Anyway, it's late. I am prattling on, so I'm getting tired. And the idea of this was to look at my webcam and my screen recorder free and just get them all together and see what I can do with it. Okay, peeps, I'm out. Bye bye.